And so, instead of doing anything, like big and up and like and we're gonna get into calling. We're gonna get into like our talks and everything, but I wanted to play something nice, something soft, something story based, and just something that I thought genuinely looked super cute. And thank you for bringing this to my attention, Ivan. Just call it. Oh, I've tried. Oh, I've tried. Trust me. All right. Are we ready to get into it? I lost my phone 3 times this week, and it was on. It was in the dumbest spot. Oh no. Time for sad. But look at the little puppers. You can't be sad with little puppers. I mean, of course you can. But let's go into the sadness happy and try to learn something from it. This game is giving me some major Air vibes. If you guys remember Air. Hello. Now is it Mrs. Fox or is it Mr. Fox? Oh.
Are you awake? I thought I heard you get up.
I am awake.
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I just can't sleep.
Oh?
Are you thinking about him?
Yeah, a bit. You should get back to sleep, my love. I'm fine.
No, it's okay.
Oh.
What else is on your mind?
No.
I don't know, it seems weird, but I had one of the most vivid dreams of my life.
Okay.
I saw
Okay,
a
I'm
fox
down for this.
on a snowy mountain, just looking confused and worried. Those eyes. I can't get those eyes out of my head. She was running in the windy snow, looking for something.
Do you think it has to do with you and what's been going on?
I don't know. It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days,
actually.
that's all.
Well, if you're not going to
Sometimes.
sleep anyway, you should tell me. I want to hear.
Oh, she's so supportive. Good for
Alright.
her. Oh, good for her. Oh, how wonderful. Oh, God, I already love this game. Oh, no. Oh, no, I already love it. Alright. So, unfortunately, I had put my dog up for adoption, but we didn't even put her in a kennel. The owner was right there. She ran right to her. So happy it's sad, but the house is more clean. I feel it. I mean, but that are you saying that you got her to her actual home? And what's up, Succubus? How have you been? Hey, Succubus, we're playing a sad game. Yeah, sad game always. Hey, Crack, look at this. Aww. Aw, that's cute. Okay. I love it when you guys support each other. Ooh. I'm gonna bring that up just in the background. God. I'm all ready for this. Dink dink. And by that I mean I'm ready for this game to absolutely break my heart. Because we can already tell, right? Is a female fox? Is a she? And this is some sort of dream that a guy is having while sleeping next to his girlfriend, wife, I would assume, depending, like, based off of how they're, interacting with each other. And apparently there's something going on. Apparently there's something going on with Some other dude? Oh, oh no.
So, not far from her home, she followed that path to something unexpected.
Ah. Are you okay, bud? No? Okay. Sorry, bud.
She couldn't stay, though. She had to find her other 2 children. So she took that
Yeah.
path. She followed it towards something ancient.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Something
just-
with answers.
Ooh. The first tree. I'm doing well, Flipper Memes. How are you, bud? I'm a little frustrated with the last 2 days, but I'm still doing very well. I adopted her. Foxhop. Both my dogs are tiny and annoying, but cute. Mine are medium sized. Yeah, we've got 2 small dogs right now. You guys have seen Million Nights. This game is so chill. Cut my finger earlier than Bud for get a band-aid. Yeah. I'm glad that nothing bad happened, Flipper Memes.
Fox looked high and low, searching for any sign of her cubs. Points of light showed the way to this ancient tree. It was as if each one had a story to tell, all their own. The land was trying to tell my story, too. I felt like I was right behind her the whole time.
Just drifting along, helping her try to find her other 2 cubs. Could you imagine if there was fall damage in this game? What a strange thing to put into something like this. But that does lead me to something. You can actually decode your dreams by going through them and trying to remember it and trying to remember them. So some dreams do actually make sense. You just need to find the reasoning for them, and usually that comes from talking it through. Rich Legs Endgame. Today was the student teacher's last day, so the best hour we played fun. Oh, that's nice. Music is sick. I agree with you. Just let me know if it's a little too loud. Nice, Succubus. Oh.
Do you remember what my dad did for a living?
Wasn't he like a
It's like a
lumberjack?
little train.
That's one way of putting it. If wood was a canvas, then a carving knife was his paintbrush.
Oh.
Even after working a 50-hour week,
He
even
was a
after his
carpenter.
hands were more splinters than skin, he would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping cedar and make me toys. That wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
Hey, why is this game so sad? But have a good ending, or else I'm gonna cry. But not from sad. Right now I'm legit in my backyard wearing a hoodie, headphones over the hood in my hammock. Heck yeah, dude. Alex, that sounds super comfortable. So this is a dream. And I mean, given that it was put into the game, we know that there's going to be a meaning behind it, right? So, what is this trying to tell us? There's a female red fox that he is following. She found one of her cubs on the ground, asleep, most likely claimed by the snow, and now is off looking for her other 2. Right? And we also found that plateau spot in which there was a buried train from his past. And she's collecting these little stars. None of it makes sense right now, but I believe that it's going to start stitching itself together soon once we learn more about this guy's past. Oh. So pretty. Wow. God. Okay. Look at all the butterflies. Oh. How precious. What are we
My
gonna
teenage
look here?
years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble.
Oh.
I wasn't popular or unpopular.
What does that
Maybe
say?
just forgettable. I guess that gave me a sense of freedom. So I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue.
Spotted monster?
We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages, break windows of the barber shop in Anchorage.
Oh man.
My dad was furious.
I bet.
He was so busy working, he couldn't do much to stop me from going out.
Oh.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions. He had to make a living, and he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah, I realize that now. But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his business than what was going on with me.
So he took the immense care and the focus that his dad put into woodworking and his work as some sort of I don't care about you statement towards his son, which, you know, it can be very easy when you're young to feel like your parents don't care about you because they're always so focused and stressed about other things. Ding. Greg, my butt tried to bank it me by trying to buy coffee, only bought 2, so yay. That's good. Oh, bankrupt you. I swear in my server we have never said VC. Okay. Kill some people selling organs, normal kid stuff, you know? Yeah, exactly. Super normal kid stuff. Yes. Hunting caps? A hunting cap and a medic cap? Oh. Oh, there's a broken down police car over there. This one is definitely a lot more like free flowing and open. A security camera? Why are all these hidden? So is this part about his youth? Stuff that he kind of remembers but doesn't entirely remember? I didn't see the center of the points in the bottom left when you collect a star. Yeah. Hey Craig, when you go to sleep, don't want to ruin my sleep schedule, so bye. So you're good, Succubus. You get some very good sleep. We'll see you next time. Skill. I am all about Skyrim horse physics. Ding. So Ivan. Okay, so Ivan, in your mind, what would you rate this game? Since you've already played it, what would you rate this game? Ooh. What is this? Oh. Yeah. Otter Lake. A missing kid? Was someone kidnapped? Is that who he was thinking of? Crack, I have not played much of the game. However, I thought it would fit the vibe of the stream, and it seems pretty good. Okay. Okay, bud. So either that was some sort of police report on him, or that's the kid he was thinking of earlier, right? Because she asked if he was thinking about the kid again. Given that there's a school desk over here, I would assume that it's something from his childhood, but I guess we'll see.
He was working another late night, and my friends were over, saying how bored they were and how they had come all the way out to my house for nothing. One of them mentioned how that old, ugly beyond belief truck was still in the garage, and how we should take it for a spin.
Oh no.
I was only 15, so I kind of fought it for a while. The next thing I knew, we were careening around the mountain path, rocks spitting onto the sides of the cliff.
Not a good
while
idea
my dad's
at all.
cringeworthy bluegrass
Don't
blared
steal
out the
your
speakers.
parents' vehicles.
I drove while my friends were in the back of that yellow and purple truck, throwing beer bottles and trash at anything remotely interesting. Felt like I was soaring in the air with borrowed wings. But all good things have endings. A cop outside of Eagle River pulled us over after he saw us in a bottle rocket into someone's yard.
Oh.
What followed was a long night of talking to disappointed adults and feeling smaller than ever.
Okay. So there was a firework on that rock over there. There's a police car over there. Here are the keys, one for the car and then the other one for getting into the garage. And then yeah, I guess maybe this is, I don't think this is a field of regrets. I think the idea behind this. Yeah, that's an interrogation table, not a stupid. I think the idea behind this is that their memories of those friends and his childhood, and some of them are scattered in the weeds because he can only barely remember them. And I mean, like, up on the rock, hidden, but still like above everything is the firework, which is obviously something that's going to stay in your head for a huge long time, for a very long time. And okay, so let's continue on. We'll get these. Ooh. Okay, so I need to go get this guy, and then get that star, and then get those 2 stars. And then we should be good. Get this star with some Booterfooty help. Oop! I went way higher than I thought I was going to. These Booterflies say no. There it is. 24, 25 now. Like I said earlier, it reminds me a lot of Air. I absolutely loved Air, and I'm so down for the sort of dream state-esque feel behind it. And the fact that we seem to be going through a little bit of a jaunt through this man's subconscious via a dream he had. And Giraffes. Look at all of the beautiful. Oh wow. So you could totally get up here and just not care about the stars back there at all and totally miss out on all of that. What more memories are lost within the tall weeds? Barbershop? Ooh, barbershop. This is mainly an exploration game. Oh, you know I'm good for that. What does barbershop have to do with things? Ooh, another one.
After he drove me home from the police station, I blew up at him, saying how I never wanted to be like him, how I was gonna be someone and leave that hick icebox for good. He just looked forward at the road with tired eyes.
Did he say?
I took out that bluegrass tape from the cassette deck and chucked it out the window. In my sage teenage wisdom, I thought I had proved the ultimate point. But my dad had a different idea. He slammed the brakes, slowly bowed his head while gripping the steering wheel, and finally looked at me. All he said, like it was a polite request, was, "Make this right." I sat there in silence, fuming, but I eventually got out and combed every square inch of the woods, muttering profanity after profanity. I found it 30 minutes later, near a small waterfall off the road. I went back to the truck, put the wet tape back in, and sure enough, it worked. We didn't speak another word to each other the rest of the night.
Wow, I knew you were a crazy teenager, but...
It's hard to believe, isn't it? It surprises me too. It's like I didn't really know who that kid was back then. I bet my dad thought the same thing over and over. It's almost like he was saying, "Make this right," to himself, more than to me.
I mean, because, yeah, it's a hard situation. And in a situation like that, it's easy to believe that you're the only person who actually exists. And that's not on a literal... There's not a literal, like, you don't look at people around you as if they're people. But we don't act as if the people around us are people. Not like us, we're different. And being humans, we always feel as if we're different. It is a feeling you'll never get away from. It is because you only know who you are. You only experience what you experience, and obviously nobody else has gone through that. Whoops. Oh, I missed it. Which is a psychological trap that all of us fall into. It will always be there. Because we spend our entire days worrying about who we are and what we do and what we think and what will be and where we'll be and what will, and you know, what will become of us. It's not very profitable to sit down and think about the other person in the conversation. But it's something that's always worth doing. Because you can hear, we have, I don't know if he broke the window, honestly, I don't remember hearing that. But right now, we have the wonderful, wonderful benefit of having a tertiary or third view of the situation. We can see the two of them sitting in their dad's old car after being picked up from the police station, after being on a joyride, and hear the kids say, "I'm gonna be someone better than you. I'm gonna be different than you. I'm not just gonna sit down and ignore my family and work all the time. I'm gonna do something good with my life." And we can see, at least the author of the game paints us a picture about how much that hurts the father, about how even in his anger, he tries to hold himself back. He tries to make dealing with his kid and tries to keep his kid on a good path, even though he can't be there all the time. And again, he tries to make it right. So then, what do you do? What does he do from there? How many times have we been that kid in the wrong without even knowing it until
My
looking
friends
at
would
it
laugh
in
about
past
that night
experiences?
and talk about how crazy it was. And I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me. But it did.
Of course it did.
I imagined my friends growing old in the bush, unable to find that thrill in those godforsaken ice fields. It's like those mountains were a literal wall, keeping me from leaving, where all I would have to look forward to are lumber yards and evening beers. I had to climb over. That was my only goal for a long time.
To climb over the wall. Interesting. Now, do you guys think he actually resented his dad? Why do you guys think he would have that view of his dad? Ooh. Whoopsies. Well, I did not mean to do that. But as you know, as a crazy young teenager, right? Sometimes it seems like your parents have no idea what they're doing, and that's because it's true. Honestly, your parents are just people. They're valuable and they don't know what they're doing. Heck, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best. And most people in this world are doing just that. Are just doing their best. Looks like I'm gonna have to get all three of the butterflies. So I'm going to have to go up to the top and then go up that ramp to get the third one. Ooh, that rumble. I don't know if it's coming through, but there's legitimate rumble from that waterfall. It is good. Oh man. I'm very happy they decided to. That's something they dedicated to. Faintly, but it's there. Yeah, I know. That rumble is something that the game developers were dedicated to, and I'm so glad that they focused on putting that in. Oh, look, a little sneaky star. Hello. How are you? Little sneaky star. And then we need to go up here. There we go. Oh, look at all the cute little purple butterflies. Oh, they're so adorable. I'd like to imagine the fox in his dream. Like, this is one of those parts where it like skipped forward a little bit for him, just so that he wasn't watching us like run back and forth, confused and not knowing what to do. Ding. Good. Any back here? No. Okay. Ooh. And now, are we getting into more clearer memories? I mean, because there's a waterfall back there with, like, emphasizing all the turmoil he was going through in his younger years. This is like an analog for his life, a sort of understanding in whatever dream this is, probably brought on by whoever this kid is that he was thinking of at the beginning. So what's gonna be over here?
If there was some way I could take my love of drawing
Oh.
and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier.
Oh,
I wanted to create instead of tearing trees down.
those
I
are
wanted to move to the
amazing.
lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years.
It will, yeah.
I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
And trying to be different.
There's one fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
Yeah, that is
You're
true.
absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on her journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
Oh. There is an anger that comes with being a preteen and with growing up and trying to become older and all that jazz. There is an anger with it. But all of that aggression, all of that negativity, all of that angst, for lack of a better word, can be pointed in a constructive way. I mean, if it can be used to push against and fight everyone around you, if it can fuel that anger, it can also fuel creativity. And sometimes it's incredibly hard to use it in a positive manner, but it's there. You can get it. It can be done. It's honestly a great motivator to get done what you need to get done. Like she just said, if that fire wasn't within him, if he did not have that, if he was a different person, they might not have met. They might not have this. They might not have. Uh-oh. Wait, is that a good or a bad thing? Oh. Oh, that's beautiful. We immediately get sidetracked. Ding, ding, ding. Wow, 42. Very nice. Oh, a mattress? A dirty mattress. Don't lay on that. Ewy, gross, no. What's this? So what aspect... So this is... So the fox is still looking for her other two cubs, right? Blueprints. Is this dream attempting to get him to learn some sort of lesson his father was trying to teach him? Something that he now is processing both mentally and emotionally inside of his dreams because he met a kid that reminded him of himself and is now put into his dad's shoes? Because he's having a lot of he's dreaming of and having a lot of feelings about his past, but specifically that with his dad. And there was some sort of kid at the beginning that we haven't touched back on just yet. Oh. I can't get it. That tricksy little guy. What do we got over here? What is this? Some sort of campsite? Broken down camp and a sleeping bag? Ooh. Maybe he was homeless at the time? Or maybe he's a parent dealing with the same thing. Maybe. I mean, at the beginning it did say something about are you still thinking of him? Or are you still thinking about him? And I feel like unless the game is just trying to subvert our expectations with some sort of big twist at the end, then they would have said something along the lines of, are you still thinking about what happened with our son or something like that? It very much felt like a third person. It very much felt like something that they didn't really have connection to, which is why I think it's some sort of kid that he ran into that reminded him of himself, and that kid was doing not so good things, which he did back when he was 15, just trying to escape from the world and thinking that life should be better. Let's find out.
On our property, there were old abandoned pieces of a shed and car long left unused.
Ooh.
I used to ask him all the time who those people were that left all this junk, and I'm sure he got so tired of hearing it that he made up some elaborate stories how a brown bear ate them and haunted the woods afterwards. What's funny is I think it made those people seem more real. Growing up thinking they were still hanging out like they couldn't say goodbye. I used to tell my friends how I could swear I saw spirits move near the water, and that always freaked them out. I guess it didn't bother me, because the way I saw it, they were normal people with old cars and sheds, just trying to figure out how to survive and be happy in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was a cool thought that they didn't want to leave, but you know, I was a weird kid.
No.
You had good company, since those ghosts like living in a place where they were brutally devoured.
I mean, that's an amazing outlook on it, honestly. Oh, drafting? Someone's building a house. But no, like, honestly, his father, right, put the idea of a bear that ate the people into his head, right? So one, here's an explanation of what happened, and also don't go into the woods, be safe, right? And in his mind, instead of saying, oh no, bears terrifying, dead people all around, scary bad, I mean, even like his friends did, he turned it into something positive, as like there were people there with them. It was more than just average. It was more than just ordinary. It was more than just the middle of the woods. It was a place where there were people just like him trying to survive, that he knew were just normal people in a different stage of their life. And that's awesome. It's so much better and so much harder to see the positive aspects of negative things like that. But oh, good on you, bud. That's awesome. You not only found a good source of, laughter and solace, but you also found a creative side. And that's just so great. I love it.
Even at my most distant, At the times when I detested him the most, he kept reaching out. For a year straight, he asked me every week when we were going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually, to shut him up, I agreed. We carried out the worn lawn chairs from the garage and set up a cinder block campfire at the site we had always used behind the house.
That's where the tent and the sleeping bag came from.
We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a couple months of the year. Those 3 obsidian rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window.
Beautiful.
I'll never forget that wet stone on my feet, or how those massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection. I felt small, but grateful. As the sun set, my dad found something I hadn't seen for a long time. The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6.
Oh.
I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up, and we talked about everything that night in that old camouflage tent. I told him how much I loved sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how I didn't get along with my friends much anymore, but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to talk, he would have left me carved logs with novels on them in front of my room every morning. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but it was then I knew how much he had sacrificed for me.
All right, so I don't even know what to say to that. You never know what somebody else is going through. You never know what somebody else is doing, and you never know exactly what fight somebody else is fighting. And it's extremely easy to think you don't know what I've been through. You don't know where I've been. You don't know the fights I've fought. And it is almost impossible to remember in those moments that goes both ways. Especially when you're young.
My dad built a lot of stuff in his free time. If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something. He made tons of birdhouses. Not that he was into bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house, he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little homes.
Aww.
We kept an old mattress in the bed of that ugly yellow truck, so we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
How do I get you? Ha-ha! Oh. What do I do? Why can't I get you? This is the second one, is it not? Oh, okay. TF2 will work, and I can... Oh, wonderful. Okay, good. So hopefully... Okay, so that one was just broken originally. I just got that guy. Hopefully now the other two aren't broken. I wonder if the story beats still stay. I doubt it though. We probably need to dig them up again. And I'll be honest, I'm gonna go through because I'm more interested in learning more of the story rather than collecting the stars. So I'm going to find all of these points and not worry about collecting the stars on this map again, because that's going out of my way to get a bunch more stars. Now I'll get the ones that are there.
There were old
yeah.
abandoned pieces of a shed and car long left unused.
Oh, I love it.
I used to ask him all the time who those people were that
wonderful.
left all this junk. And I'm sure he got so tired of hearing it that he made up some elaborate stories how a brown bear ate them and haunted the woods afterwards. What's funny is I think it made those people seem more real. Growing up thinking they were still hanging out like they couldn't say goodbye. I used to tell my friends how I could swear I saw spirits move near the water, and that always freaked them out. I guess it didn't bother me, because the way I saw it, they were normal people with old cars and sheds, just trying to figure out how to survive and be happy in the middle of nowhere. It was a cool thought that they didn't want to leave, but you know, I was a weird kid.
I'm right here.
Well, you had good company since those ghosts like living in a place where they were brutally devoured.
God. I absolutely love her optimism. And you can tell that they've got a really healthy relationship. I really enjoy that. And I mean, like, listen to her. She's not like, how dare you wake me up in the middle of the night for your stupid dream. Right? Like, she's understanding and she gets it. I appreciate
most
her.
Distant, at the times when I detested him the most, he kept reaching out. For a year straight, he asked me every week when we were going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually, to shut him up, I agreed. We carried out the worn lawn chairs from the garage and set up a cinder block campfire at the site we'd always used behind the house. We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a couple months of the year. Those 3 obsidian rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window. I'll never forget that wet stone on my feet, or how those massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection.
I will say, if you
felt
guys think
small,
that I'm good with
grateful.
words, whoever
As the
wrote
sun
this
set,
dialogue,
my
is
dad found something I hadn't seen for
master.
a long time. The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6. I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up, and we talked about everything that night in that old camouflage tent. I told him how much I loved sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how I didn't get along with my friends much anymore, but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to talk, he would have left me carved logs with novels on them in front of my room every morning.
Oh,
I don't know why it took me that long to realize it,
God,
but
it's
it was
such
then I knew how
oh.
much he had sacrificed for me.
such an adorable sentiment. Oh, I love it so much. Oh no, did it break again? Because it's not showing the little ding. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, fantastic. I guess it's just very, very particular. Wow, the margin for error there is incredibly slim. One thing, hey devs, if you're watching, fishing hole. If you're watching, I would definitely change that. I would increase it to just being on the rock, rather than being so insanely precise to the middle of it. That's what I'm looking for. I would have liked for them to actually put. I would have really liked for them to have actually put something on that gravestone, or have gone for like scribbles. But you know, personally, I would have really loved to have been able to, like, read the, you know, from here to then, from this to that. Fishing boat forward. There's a fishing boat over here. This is definitely going to be one of those games where if you play it multiple times, you're going to find a bunch of different things. Oh, there's the boat. What's it next to? Anything or just a mountain? It looked like it was next to something. Hello, boats. First aid. Oh, a camouflage cap. Doesn't look like they'll get. Doesn't look like they'll get back to the. Doesn't look like he'll get back to the water anytime soon. All right. The last one is over here. I am a little. I will say I am a little disappointed that we restarted. If it is just so finicky that it needs to be. That needs to be exactly center like that, because that's a lot of time that I just wasted thinking that I had to do them in a specific order. And I'm now about what 11 stars shy of where I was a couple minutes ago, but it's okay. It's just a tiny little step back. Let's just get these stars, get this last node, and then continue on forward. Ding, ding. And it's okay, like, honestly, for little mistakes like that, it's perfectly fine. Now, those little mistakes may cause problems, like it did for us. And sometimes it'll negatively impact people, and we have no idea how our little mistakes will negatively impact people. But that's a good reminder right there that you can't account for everything, and not everybody's perfect. And sometimes you just need to say, okay, that's a little frustrating, that makes me feel bad, but let's continue on. There we go. Are those the branches? Those sound like the branches. Those wiggly ones? This takes me around. Good. We're almost there, you guys. Ding. 59. I need to get that last story beat before we go through the branches. I mean, it's a story beat. And I don't know if it's gonna affect the ending or not, so let's just make sure that we get the story. And hey, for anybody new joining us, it'll be a nice little thing. And that'll put us up to 62. Or sorry, 61. That'll put us up to 61 stars. Totally worth it in my book. God, it is a beautiful game though. I wonder what... I didn't look to see what engine this was made in. I wonder what engine this was made in. It feels like Unity. Oh no, it would be 62. 60. 61. 62. Wonderful.
We were happiest underneath the evergreens.
Oh, yeah.
We decided it was time to finally map out the hundreds of acres we lived on just to pass the time during the summer. He was only free in the evenings, so I would spend the day wasting time on dial-up internet and sketching, and then we would rush into the woods, pen and map in hand, before evening fell. Sometimes, the aurora borealis would cast a cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I was lonely during those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it. But then why does it feel so different?
I doubt you're the only adult to have looked back and asked that question.
You know, again, it's just because of perspective. It's just because you're looking back on a situation with fresh eyes as a sort of third party. Just like we get the benefit of being right now. Alright, I think that was just a beacon for this rock here that didn't go away yet. Okay. I thought it was signifying something that we missed over here, but I think it was just a beacon for the rock. And now... Oh. Whoops. I'm getting myself a little lost. Now, we go back to those little branches and we continue the story further. What do you guys think of foxes? Like just as creatures in general, whether you know the lore behind them, or you know what they do, or how they are, or you've ever owned foxes. What do you think of them? What is your opinion? I think you all know I rather enjoy foxes. I don't know if I'd say they're my favorite animal, but I do enjoy them. And especially and foxes do have a very spiritual aspect to them. I love the stalled in midair jump. Oh, what a beautiful tape recorder. Ning, ding. Ah! Ah! God rays. Very good attention on the god rays in this game. Very, very obvious and loving attention towards the landscape. I really appreciate that. Like, really, really.
My dad built a lot of stuff in his free time. If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something.
And they used to go up and watch the birds move into
Not
the
that he was into
birdhouses.
bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house, he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little homes. We kept an old mattress in the bed of that ugly yellow truck, so we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
Nice and peaceful. Just enjoying the moment, allowing yourself to exist inside of the moment. Absolutely wonderful. God, the picture of their relationship that the artist, that the designer, that the writer, whoever wrote into this is absolutely majestic. Oh. Hello, friend? Hello, friend? 1 second, friend. I'm getting I'm getting stars, and then I'll be over to say hi. And then I'll be over to say hi. We've seen a bunch of bird friends, but no longer. But is this a wolf friend?
The perpetrator stood nearby, unfazed, like
Oh.
nothing was wrong. My dad is dead, and he's never coming back, Rachel.
Oh.
I can tell you these stories, but I can never reminisce with him again. He can never hold a grandchild that we'll probably never be able to have. I can never talk to him again, and I'll never be able to say I'm sorry for everything.
Not a friend. Bad, bad wolf. Oh. Oh, hey, battle cry. How are you, bud? God, look at the size difference there. Yeah. Yeah, run. Like picking on small little foxes. Best get yourself out of here, boy. Oh, I missed. Oh, I missed. Oh, and this signifies him going downhill in his thoughts. Because he can never see his dad again. And oh. And now he's going to a dark place. Oh, I love that music. He's chasing that bad memory all the way down to the bottom. But luckily, he's got Rachel there with him. He's not going through this himself. He's not going through this alone. In his mind, here with us, it is a singular fox chasing these three cubs. Chasing these memories and dealing with the passing of his father. And it's swelling and building upon all of these different ideas within his head. But this is okay. This is good. This is processing. He's not just shoving it down. He's not just pushing it off. He's taking this moment, and this is the prompt. This is the prompt that is allowing him to process and think of and identify with his actual thoughts, with who he is and with who he's become because of or in spite of his father, to deal with those emotions that maybe he's been pushing off because of the loss. Maybe he didn't want to touch. Maybe he was too scared to actually try and work through in this moment of night, this sleepless night next to Rachel. This fox, this mother, is helping him deal with this loss, with this new perspective he's found of being a parent, of being older, of being wiser, and of dealing with that loss, and really starting to learn more and more about being in his father's shoes.
I need to go to bed. I just can't talk about this anymore. Good night.
He probably feels like he's alone, even while she's there. But like this fox is carrying us through onto the next stage, you just sort of have to deal with being there, and then when you feel more like talking again, move forward. Interesting.
Joseph, you can't go to sleep feeling like this.
Oh,
I'm
thanks.
sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you. You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph,
Thank you, Rachel.
have I ever told you what my mother was like?
Oh, Rachel, you absolute wonder of a human. Thank you. Reach out to him. Meet him where he is. Sometimes talking isn't the right thing to do. But reaching out to somebody and putting yourself in their shoes so that they know that they're not there alone, that they're not there all by themselves, or that you're there if they need your help, if they want you to be there for them, is all you need to do. It is all you ever need to do. And even now she is offering to share something with him. Something that she hasn't shared with him in quite some time, that may link itself to this situation of feeling down, of feeling distraught, that'll pick him up to make him realize that this feeling that he has right now, it's not unknowable. Other people have been there. Other people know what he's going through and can sympathize and can empathize and can put themselves into his shoes, that knowing that he's not alone in this depth, in this crushing depression, is so wonderful. Please, Rachel, please, I would love to hear about your mother. I would absolutely love to hear about your mother.
You know what it's like not to have a mom at home.
Oh.
And you know how hard that made my childhood. What helped me was watching the birds in the morning before the school bus came. I thought that my mother was one of those birds, and it made me want to be free like her. My mom taught me how to fold origami cranes while she was in the hospital. So I told myself I would fold one every day until I could fly myself.
Beautiful memory. Beautiful memory of your mother. Oh, and the memory of her mother is guiding her through this difficult moment with Joseph. Oh, even in her passing is just there being caring and wonderful. Oh.
I think we both have always loved animals. And for me, that love started with a dog. Sometimes this Rottweiler would come up to our property line and wait at the fence for me, but only once in a while. I was sure to check every day immediately after school, and it usually ended in disappointment. I would even steal money from my passed-out dad just so I could buy these off-brand dog biscuits. Even when she did stop by, she never went beyond the fence. Why was she so scared? I think
know.
my dad was the opposite of your dad in almost every way, except he was in the military as well. He coped with alcohol of every kind. The trailer started falling apart, he got angry, and I withdrew. More and more I became the weird, quiet kid who made lots of origami birds and carried dog biscuits around.
I think I missed
I
something.
think we were
Maybe
pretty
you did,
similar
Ivan.
when it came to being the weird kids. And that same sincerity in college was one of the reasons I was so drawn to you.
Oh. She is just here reminding him that she can empathize with everything he's been through and all the feelings that he's had, and that he's not alone in this world.
Life got worse and worse.
Ooh.
And at one point, I really didn't think I could survive another day with my soul still intact. I had no real friends, let alone neighbors, since we lived in the middle of nowhere. I should have talked to my teacher, but I was scared what he would do if he found out. As I waited for the school bus one morning, I walked around until I found something in an abandoned shed. Something I can't put into words.
What did you find, Rachel? How was going out with your family, Ivan? Was it fun? A bike?
I summoned courage I didn't know I had, and I broke into my dad's room and found the key to the shed where he had locked my bike.
Oh.
I'll never forget that feeling. The wind rushing by my ears as the sun rose over fields of wheat.
Oh.
I was flying for the first time. I biked as far as my legs could take me until I found a house that felt friendly. And that felt like home.
That felt friendly.
Those strangers helped me in so many ways.
I bet.
And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found my foster family. And if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have met you.
There's always good within the bad. Sometimes we just need to make the good through our efforts.
You have strength, Joseph, and you're not as alone as you think.
It's all just so pointless. Just waiting for life to happen. It's like having the home I always wanted is cursed out of my reach. The thought of being a parent myself. How could I do that when I couldn't even be a good son? I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. I just don't know how things will work out. These quiet hours will turn into years. We'll wonder which roads passed us by.
Then we'll forge a new road together. Besides, I discovered for myself that one fateful morning where any hopeful road leads to. There may be thorns and mist, but it always leads to the same thing.
And what's that?
Family.
Oh.
I'm so glad that you're part of my family, Rachel.
And I'm glad you're part of mine.
Oh, look at all of the friends. Look at all the friends. What a baby Rachel is. Look at how... a sweet baby that needs to be protected. How wonderful. I'm not crying, you're crying. Shut up. Oh, this game makes me so happy. The crack is crying at a game unheard of. Oh, how wonderful. God. And look at all these people here with him. Look at everyone. Look at all... They're not his family, right? They're not even the same species as him. But they're still here. They're still there with him in this moment, bringing to him this realization that he isn't alone, even though he's walking this path by himself, even though this is something he has to deal with in himself, with his emotions. Look at all of these people. Look at how much different a change in perspective can make. How big of a difference just being there for somebody in that moment can do. How big of a difference you can make for somebody else in that moment. Even just going through something bad. Even the fact that you just went through something bad, somebody else knowing that you've been down there before can do wonders for them when they're in that time, when they're there at that moment. And now we're going back up out of that dip, back up out of that downhill falling mess that we set ourselves through, out of that depression. And this right here is beautiful. These rocks, these jumps, because there's only so much that having other people with us can do to help us in a situation. There's only so much that knowing that other people are there can do, but us actually working through those emotions and actually trying to understand ourselves and giving ourselves the ability to work through what it is that we're going through and saying that it's okay. Actually putting in the effort to get up that final spot and not just sliding back down into comfort. Beautiful. Absolutely breathtaking. Oh. That doesn't mean that the sad moments aren't
Fox
gonna
knew
come.
her last cub would be waiting for her at the first tree. She was almost there. The rain cascaded onto the jade valley where the entrance to the tree was. Life was protected there, because that's where life began. It was now only a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination.
No, I want to go back up.
And destiny.
Oh no, I want to go back up. I want to go back up. I didn't mean to fall. I didn't mean to fall. I want to go back up. No. Let me go back up, please. I've almost got it. Oh no. Let me go back up, please. Oh, I made it. Whoopsies. Oh, it's okay. Onwards to the first tree. Let's face this sadness head on. Let's get everything that we want to get off of our chest off of our chest. Rachel's here for you, bud. I'm here for you, bud. I'm so happy to be sharing this with you, to be here in this moment with you and Rachel. So very happy. My phone died. Oh, I'm sorry, Tigger. Welcome back. Is the first tree our house? Oh, that's a gorgeous field. Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh, I love this. I absolutely love this. Oh. Yeah, definitely some air vibes against this. It's, Ivan, you're very right. This is so pretty. Ooh, I'm not gonna make that jump here. There we go. Oh, it's a lumber yard. Let's head over to the lumber yard, see what's over here. Ooh. Hello.
My dad was super supportive with my college plans. To a point.
Obviously.
Things were okay until this terrible accident happened. I guess a forklift flipped over due to a bad axle, and it crushed one of the workers there. My dad didn't eat for days, even though he wasn't directly involved. It devastated him. Not only did it hurt the business, but it just freaked him out.
I bet.
He would talk in his sleep, muttering things about firing people and saying sorry. One fateful day he approached me, said that since my school search wasn't going well, I should finally be a man and take over the family business. He said one day he was going to die, and that all of his work, sacrifice, and even that man's life would be wasted in vain. I just lost it. Teenage me just exploded at the thought. I screwed up. I said things I shouldn't have. He was having a crisis, and I pretty much spit in his face.
But that's not on you. You both were in a bad place. But he was worried. He was scared. He was a bunch of things at that moment. And yeah, he worked for things really hard, and maybe he wanted you to take over the family business, but that's not on you. Wow. We're allowed to make mistakes every now and again. I'll say, him putting the life of that man on your shoulders, saying that if you don't take over the family business, then that man essentially died in vain, that's not okay. That's not okay at all. But it seems like your dad had a lot of problems with dealing with his own emotions, and maybe that was the only way he could think of to deal with it. I mean, it doesn't excuse it, but going through something like that, especially if his dad was the boss, trying to reconcile with something like that would be very difficult. God, I can only imagine. Luckily for me, no one's ever died while I was working. So it seems like the him that he was talking about might have been his father, or the man who got injured. I don't know. The him that they were talking about at the very beginning of the story. Alright. Let's grab this, and then we'll grab those stars. Oh, wow. I guess that's where we're going.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I called on holidays, and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened, which was stupid. Didn't want to ask about his lumberyard, and I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen and what exactly a best boy is in the credits.
A best
I thought
boy?
he would be here so much longer.
Aw. What would a best boy be in movie credits? I've never seen that before. I mean, usually when I'm talking about bestest boy, it's because there's a dog or something. Ooh. Is anybody here licensed to drive those? You need to have a very special license to drive them. You go vroom vroom. Everything is old and broken down. Which makes sense. Just because they're like they're little seeds, they're little points of a life that's far, far behind them. Crack, what's the difference between curtains and toilet paper? That's a strange question. I mean, toilet papers are in the bathroom and curtains go over your window. Easy. What are you talking about?
In the distance, the first tree illuminated the wasteland. She couldn't go home anymore. She did the only thing she was capable of. Moving forward. My dad died alone in the middle of the wilderness. I should have been talking to him more. I should have done a lot of things differently.
If the first tree on earth brought life with it, if it taught the birds to sing and fly and showed saplings how to grow, what could it do for us?
God, that head. Baby boy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sometimes pushing forward is extremely hard. Sometimes just keeping, just moving it's all you can do, but it's so difficult. And all you want to do is just stop, or turn around, or lay down, or get comfortable, or just not deal with it. But there's always something better. There is always a positive. There is always something better in front of you. It may seem impossible.
There was a letter I received yesterday from a name I didn't recognize, with a quote I can't stop thinking about. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. More and more, I'm realizing one important truth. Each of us have our own journey to the first tree. But sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready to take that first step.
You already have my love.
Aww. So much bigger than we could have ever imagined. We're here. The first tree awakens and gently asks if there is one last message the fox wants to tell her children. She replies back and says, the stars are characters? Okay. I'm going to try, because that's all I can do. Yeah, the stars are characters. Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh, I love it so much. You have touched. No, it's O, right? How do you spell it? Touched and helped more than. That's way off the Q, Ivan. You have touched and helped more than you could. Is that could? So you could. Oh my god. Possible. I hit the V. Possibly. No. Just by. Possibly. Thank you, Ivan. Ooh. Wait. There's no. Oh no. There's no. The line is so. Oh no. Could. It's okay. It's okay. Possibly. No. You've touched and helped more than you could possibly know. Just by being you. Thank you. It's a true quote. They will never understand the impact that they made. That's the one thing.
I guess her journey was over. But I have no idea. It was only a dream. A distraction from tomorrow.
I don't think dreams normally bring back to memory so many important feelings. Maybe it was just a dream, but it was also a gift.
Yeah, I suppose. But tomorrow we're getting on a plane to the last place on Earth I want to be. The only person that would have made the trip worth it is gone.
You're going to see him and be with him one last time before you say goodbye. I have one last quote for you by Emerson.
Please.
Sealed in an imaginary letter from me to you. It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterward return again. Go to sleep, my love. We have a big day tomorrow, but I'll be there with you every step of the way.
Oh, she's so supportive.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Joseph.
Oh, God. It's not even the fact that I was dealing with death. It's not even the fact that it was dealing with it's so, she's got so much love. She's so supportive. We're in the house. We're Joseph now. That's a very old picture. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting, I hope I don't wake up Rachel. The Book of Mormon and I can't read that. The Holy Bible. What a home. Can I? Let's try not to wake her up. I used to do this all the time back when I was younger. I mean, I still do it now. Waking up in the middle of the night, head full of thoughts, not really being able to sleep. Just sort of wandering. I would leave my house. I would go out and I would just enjoy the night. My immersion is ruined. Background music hurting my feels. My immersion is ruined. Should I turn it off? Yeah, here. Yeah, we're not in the dream anymore. Forget that music. Reese's Puffs. Bricks. Oh, that's amazing. I could 100% see some sort of cereal company doing this. I love AK. Isn't that supposed to be Alaska? Oh. Beautiful, famous painting. Last little embers of fire. His dad's war days. Living room all packed up. I wonder if he's just pacing because he doesn't want to go to sleep. Doesn't want to deal with his dad actually being gone. Why is there no handle on the front door? There's one on the outside, but not on the inside. Wow. Oh, how absolutely beautiful. No wonder his dad moved out here. Wow. To just take a moment to smell that and feel that air. To just look off and be in this moment and be nowhere else. Head full of thoughts that you can't concentrate on and just... A beautiful meditation. The best meditation if ever there was one. At least in my mind. The car. And there's still a mattress in it. That's what we used to lie on, watching the birds. This is the car we stole. Yeah, it's still messed up a little bit, but it's okay. I'd love to do this. Oh, how I would love to do this. And the fireflies. I'll take that as a no, Ivan.
What the hell?
Hello? Wait, a spirit fox? Wait. Is that how Cam feels? Yes, exactly. So it was a guide. Where are you taking us to, girl? Okay, real talk. How many of you would chase down a glowing white fox into the abyss, into like the wilderness? I don't know about you guys, but I would, without a doubt. Dude, in a setting this pretty, 100%. Oh, it's even raining. Oh, God. Where are we going? Yeah, sure. The graphics could be a little better, but it's still absolutely a masterpiece of a game. Who cares if the graphics aren't that good? Who cares if they're not AAA top of the line? This is more beautiful than most AAA games I've ever played. No one ever, exactly, Ivan. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Love means never forgetting. Oh, she's with her babies. Directed and written by David Quill. Voiced by David and Elise Will. Oh. Music by Josh Kramer. Oh. Beautiful game. Oh, I absolutely loved it. Oh, I loved it so much. Oh. Oh, my heart. Created in Unity, I thought. Do Games. DoGames.com? I'm gonna have to look that up. Additional thanks to all of those people, and thank you to my entire family. Would you like to anonymous? Sorry. I'm sorry. Would you like to anonymously submit your statement to the first tree to an online moderated database? It may appear randomly to other players. I'm sorry. That means that message that we just saw there was most likely made by another person. I'm legitimately crying. I'm so happy after playing that game.
What could it do for us?
Whatever this says, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the last steps. I really am. But whatever this says, wherever this goes from here, whatever this means to you, or whatever you think this means, I want to say I'm so proud of everything you've done and everything you've been through, and even the strength that putting this out there, that making this and then sharing it to the world took. Even that strength, even if this was therapeutic for you, even if it was just you reaching out to other people, I'm so proud of you for this. This might be weird. This might sound strange. That I'm just some random streamer, no name, whatever. I feel like you're a person who can understand that feeling of taking pride and being happy for a stranger. What you went through sucks. It does. But you took that negativity, you took that pain, you took that unknowing where to go, and you reconnected with something from your childhood that you still work on, obviously, and made this. And not only that, made this with your wife. and shared that experience, shared that pain, shared that trauma with her in a way that is so undescribably beautiful. And it's not just complaining, it's not just crying, it's not just saying woe is me, it's showing the realness of the situation, the moments, the ups and downs, the wane and flow of both opening and closing those floodgates of emotions in such a dense and heavy topic. If no one else has told you, I want to be the one to say, full frontal, thank you so much for making this game. I am so proud of you. Keep doing good. I'm not crying. No, I'm not crying. You're crying. You did, Declan. Oh. I think it's time to cry. I'm not happy, you're happy. Oh my god, that's so much. Oh, I'm so excited to read that. We're all happy, yes. I want to say whatever that is and hear his conclusion, and then I'll read that.
Thank you for making it to the end of my game. And I
You're
hope
welcome.
you enjoy the personalized message that is featured
so
on
much.
the trunk of this tree. It's a message submitted by another player that's retrieved from a database, and it's retrieved at random.
Yes.
And I did this because I wanted people, even if they feel alone through trials of death, that there is a community, an invisible community supporting each other. So thanks for playing.
Dude, I love you so much. You are like the epitome of what I want to do, of what I'm trying to do with this. It's like the... You're wonderful. I love you, dude. What is this? What is this paragraph? I'm just so excited. Yes. We think we have so much time, but it's never enough, nor is it guaranteed. Send as much love into the world as you can. I'm proud of you! Oh no! What a lovely, lovely message. I'm proud of you too! Crackfield about to replay this game until he goes through every message 4 times over. Do not take a good look message. So wonderful. Enjoy the Cuddle Buddy coffee, Ivan. 2 games. Enjoy the tea, Duckman. So beautiful. Cheers. Exactly. Tink. Yes. God, that was such an amazing message. What a beautiful message. What a beautiful message from some random other person. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You can go your entire life. You can go the entirety of your life believing that other people are toxic, horrible, no good, immoral, deeply flawed, and just abusively bad people who care nothing for you or anything you'll ever go through. Or you can realize that everybody has emotions. Everybody is dealing with things on their own, and everybody cares. And I don't care who you are or what you believe in, you can never convince me that there aren't people out there that care. Not after something like that. Not after a game like this. Not after what we just read on that run and the run before that. Not what we put out there. Not when I've got people around me like you, Ivan, and Duckman. Right? Kid. Merlin. All of you. Rose. Alex, bro. You will never be able to convince me that there are people out there that don't, that like humans just don't care about each other. Because we do. It's in our DNA. It is what we are as a species. At some level, all humans care about all other humans. Sometimes that gets twisted around. Sometimes that is changed due to fear. Sometimes that is manipulated, and the understanding of care gets twisted into some sort of hatred. But it is care. We love you, Nightbot.